Hello, it's your girl Queen Cole here, and today is another episode of Light the Path podcast, a live presentation of Light the Path podcast. And today's topic is I am wealthy in more ways than one. Unfortunately, too many people fail to achieve what they really want. They're burdened down with debt, financial emergencies, overspending, and other issues that stop them from reaching their goals. Joining me on the podcast today is Asia Star and Aunty Shakey, the host of Wealthy Conversations. We'll discuss financial literacy, investing strategies, and other topics that aid in the pushing of the culture. You got to stay tuned for this. You do not want to miss this conversation. It is live. Share it with somebody that might need to hear this. It might just help them out. So help me welcome Asia and Aunty Shakey to the podcast.
What's up,
Hello.
Goody. It's your girl Asia Star here. And who are you? I'm Aunty Shakey.
Oh, and I'm Aunty Shakey. So, niece, you know we got to do our whole thing for the people.
Man, it's your girl Asia Star. I'm a hip hop trader. They call me the hip hop trader because I day trade and I do hip hop music. I'm the hip hop trader. I'm a business owner. I'm an investor. I'm a cryptologist. And Aunty Shakey, let them know what you do.
And I'm Aunty Shakey. I'm a real estate agent and investor, an actress, a serial entrepreneur, cryptologist, and all-out Renaissance woman.
You know the vibes.
You know the vibes.
Okay, I like that. And I'm Queen Cole. And I cannot wait to have this conversation with y'all. But it is Tuesday, and it is Do New Things Tuesday. So, Asia, let me ask you first. What are you doing new? What have you started doing new lately?
New business ventures. I'm looking into commercial real estate, thanks to my Aunty Shakey.
Okay, Aunty Shakey, what new things are you doing?
Ooh, I have several new things that I'm working on right now. I am looking to break ground, hopefully, fingers crossed, next week on my new tiny house being built and some other commercial real estate deals. And always crypto. Always crypto.
Yeah, I'm also I just partnered with this NFT company. Is a lot of great things in the works that I can't speak too much on, but the Undead Baby Apes will be dropping February 28th. If you guys are looking to purchase NFTs, the resale value is a lot of great things. So it's a lot of great things happening. We Aunty Shakey and I have some individual business ventures, but we also have some business ventures that we're working on together that I'm super excited about.
Well, I'm excited to have y'all here because I think we need to go through some of this terminology. But before we do that, I have to ask, where did the idea come from to be able to start the Wealthy Conversations?
That's Asia.
Okay, so I had the idea to start it because I teach people how to day trade on the foreign exchange market, right? I have a group called the Financial Freedom Club. Shout out to FFC. No, it's this one, so you can see that, right? FFC. The Financial Freedom Club, we teach people how to trade. We teach people how to invest in crypto. And we also trade live together as a team Tuesdays through Thursdays. And it's typically around the hours of 6 a.m. and 10 a.m. is during the London session for all my traders out there. Well, we would get on live together and Aunty Shakey will always stir up the dopest conversations. It would be so interesting from all the way from real estate to how I met my husband. And it was like some of the dopest intimate conversations that, a lot of people would be interested in if they can just be a fly on the wall. So I had the idea won't we have this conversation, but have it with everybody? So that's where it came from. And I introduced it to her and she was down. And the rest is history.
I love that. Shakey, what made you say yes?
First of all, who could say no to Asia Star? That's one. But it just made sense. It made sense, like literally the conversations that we would have, because it it kind of trickled over from, okay, we would talk about it in FFC, and then we just grew really tight, and we would just have private conversations outside of the group. And it's like, dang, to be a fly on the wall on these conversations, because it wasn't just, me dropping gems, it was Asia Star dropping gems, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, man, people need to be involved in these conversations. So that's why I said yes, because it just made sense.
I love that. And I just love following y'all. I'm trying to get all my notes together. Like, what do I want to ask? What I just like, because I know y'all are busy and y'all are women doing amazing things. But the first thing, because financial freedom is the biggest flex. What is financial freedom? What does it mean to you?
Well, I'm gonna let Auntie Shakey have that one. I'm gonna just give y'all my 2 cents. But financial freedom to me is options. Being able to
she took the word right out of my mouth.
Being able to control your own narrative, create and control your own narrative. I know you and I, Queen Cole, were having a brief conversation about being able to, buy stuff. So if I want to fill my refrigerator, stock it with food, stock the pantry, but still go out to eat whenever I want to without having to worry about, do I have enough money this week? I want to be able to do that. Now, I don't want to speak against budgeting, because that's Auntie Shakey's baby right there. You have to budget. So before you have options, you got to budget on your way to options. Yes. So that's my definition of financial freedom.
I don't think I can say it any better. Like, literally, options is the thing, right? Like, if you're out of options, then it controls every part of you, right? Like, literally, mentally, your health, everything. But when options are available to you, you can do some of anything. Like, sky's the limit, right? Not even the sky is the limit. So for me, I have put myself in a place, and I'm not blaming nobody else. I'm not blaming a system. I'm not blaming anything but me. I put myself in a position where I was out of options. And nothing but the grace of God got me to a place where I now have options. That, and also wisdom, you know what I'm saying? And the wisdom to actually take what the Holy Spirit was giving me, right? So, and implement it. So that's, I would say, options as well.
That's awesome. Yeah, we were talking about. So I'm glad that you mentioned that, Asia, about the budget, because I'm going to be transparent, because this is what I really love about you, Shakey. Ever since I've known you, you have been transparent. Like, you keep it 1,000. It ain't even 100. You keep it real. You're just going to say whatever's real, whether that, you're not trying to create an image. You're not trying to have any kind of facades or anything like that. So I'm just about to keep it real about the budget. I know that budgeting is key, and I know it's helpful to stick to a budget. So what I had to do for myself, this is me being transparent, because this is part of my what I'm trying to do this year is be transparent, because money comes to me, but me managing it is like sketchy. And I had to identify, what is it with my budget? Because I have a budget, but I'm like, it's so flexible. I had to identify what is it. And when I looked at my money, it was all going to eating out, food. So I had to dig deeper and make a food budget every month, because I like to eat well. I like to eat out. I like the service. I like the ambiance, but I was eating up all my money. So I said I had to get my butt on a budget. So Shakey, tell us, how can we get a budget but stick to it? Why is the budget your baby?
Okay, the reason why budget is my baby is because if you don't understand what's coming in, you clearly don't understand what's going out, right? And if you don't manage what's coming in and what's going out, that's how we end up a lot of times broke, right? So it's super important to look at your money as your teammates, right? All right, y'all know my son plays basketball, right? So all of his life is in a basketball gym. Okay. So you would see the guys on the court, right? It's only 5 that can play at a time, and then the rest are on the bench, right? And so I say, look at your money as a teammate. Okay. Somebody that's a part of your team. There are some of your teammates that are in the game playing. There's some that are sitting on the bench, okay? But the ones that are sitting in the bench are like, put me in, coach. Put me in, coach. So if you don't know what the guys on the bench are supposed to do, some of them back in the locker room kicking it with the cheerleaders, you know what I'm saying? Others, didn't even show up for practice. They don't know what to do, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta bring it in and make it a team. You want this player right here? All right, JoJo, I want you to leave out and I want you to bring back 2 more of you. Okay. I want you to go back and bring back 4 more of you. You know what I'm saying? Every teammate has to have an assignment. Okay. Now, you could eat some of your teammates if you want to, because we need nourishment. But I mean, do you want to eat all your teammates?
I was eating them all.
Yo, you can tell
well, I wasn't eating them all. I was saving the bare minimum.
You got a basketball son for real.
I got a basketball son for real. But I'm just saying, look at they are your teammates. They work for you. You're the coach of them. If you're not coaching them, you're mismanaging them.
Yeah, and I don't think it's a problem, because there's a lot of people that probably make more or less than you, right? But they have more money than you because they know how to manage their funds.
Exactly.
So I don't think money is ever an issue. It's the management of it that always is.
Yeah, I definitely agree, because we don't get that. And I'm saying the brown, Black community, don't always get that learning, that teaching growing up. So even with our children, we had to really show them, like, instead of, I said one of the things that I would never say to my children is that I'm broke, because my parents would say that, like, I'm broke. You can't have this, you can't have that. So instead of saying I'm broke, I said, this is what we have going on. This is what's coming in. This what you trying to do? You know what I mean? So we were just really honest with them about funds. Like, this is what we got. Like, yes, we live here, but this is what we got to be able to manage this and to make it go on. So how do you feel about knowing your net worth? Is that important to know that?
Asia, sorry, you want to take that?
No, brief. Knowing how do you know anything else if you don't start with knowing what's coming in, your net worth? The net worth is what matters as far as to your daily routine, your daily life. Yeah. It's just like the Bible of how you control your spending is your net worth.
Yeah, I think it is important, because we see celebrities or we hear about their net worth and we can quote that. Oh, Jay-Z is. You better be checking on your own net worth.
Facts. Let me tell you something about your net worth, right? If we actually do a calculation about our net worth, right? Like what our assets are versus what our liabilities are. Okay. I think a lot of us are afraid to actually do that calculation because we'll come up with the fact that we don't have anything, right? That's a scary, scary thing. Even when it comes down to budgeting, one of the things that I always tell my students is I want you to pull down 3 months of your bank accounts, of your bank statement, and categorize it and see where your money's going. That right there gives so many people anxiety because people would rather be in the dark and not know exactly where their money is going than to face it. But here, you can't even accurately give a goal of, I want to be a millionaire. You don't even know what it takes to be a millionaire. You don't know how far you are away from being a millionaire.
Yeah, it's the accountability piece, that personal accountability. It's tough. It's tough to look at yourself. Like me saying, I'm posting, I'm working out, I'm drinking my water, but I'm also eating out, so it's like, it's a double-edged sword. You know what I'm saying? So I had to really take personal accountability. Like, yo, chill out. Like, you want to have this body, but you eating all this. Not that I was eating bad food, but just eating out, period, is not always the thing to do,
Most people spend their money on going out to eat fast food, or not just fast food, but just out to eat. When you get, if you want, normally on average, what you spend about $20 on average when you eat out, whether it be fast food or like a Outback Steakhouse, that's $20 a plate. If you go and buy a meal It's half that. One meal is half of $20 if you went to the grocery store and purchased.
Listen, I'm so serious. Tomorrow, I'm meeting up with some colleagues of mine to go to Toast on Linux. It's a really nice restaurant out here in Atlanta, and I'm be drinking water with lemon. Matter of fact, in my budget, I have enough to buy a Pellegrino. I have enough to get a Pellegrino because I have already met my budget for spending money on food. It's I gotta pace myself. You gotta be that
it's
strict.
a trade-off. And that's what I was telling Asia earlier. It's a trade-off because I do want to travel. I want to be able to go and do excursions. And when I get there, I want to be able to eat well and do things. So it's a trade-off. So right now, no, I can't spend umpteen's amount of money on food when I want to do other things. So you got to really prioritize too. Like, what's really important to you? What do you really want to do?
A goal too. Like if you don't have a goal to get somewhere outside of where you currently are, then maybe you can purchase more than a Pellegrino. You know what I'm saying? But if you know you want to become a millionaire or have a couple million in the bank within the next 2 years or whatever, Pellegrino it is. So you have to stick to the budget because you have goals, not just you're robbing yourself. And I think that used to be the scary part for me before I started budgeting. Like I'm depriving myself. And so many people look at budgeting as depriving themselves of what they can and can't do. Yeah. But it's not about depriving yourself. It's about the end game. And that's what people get mixed up.
Absolutely. That's a bar right there because we need to hear that. We need to hear that. You're not, I mean, even when you're dieting and exercising, it should be your lifestyle. You know, you don't want to be on medicine. You don't want to be on, so that means you don't want to have loans and this and that out. So it's the same thing. We got to correlate it as our whole entire lifestyle. You know, because of inflation and simply saving money isn't enough to help you achieve most of your financial goals. So let's talk investing. This is where I want Asia to start and tap on in with us.
Before we get to investing, I need to speak on that inflation.
Okay.
Listen, the food budget went to gas.
Okay.
It costs double to fill my
there. To get there to go eat.
No, for real. So it used to, I have a truck, right? So it used to cost, I think like $50 to fill my truck. Now it costs $80 to fill up my truck. So that takes out of the food budget right there.
Yeah.
And moving the greatest segue, right? Investing is the only way that you can defy the odds of inflation.
The only way.
Wow. Because if your money is sitting in your bank account, it's losing its value by the day. But if you invest in stocks, cryptocurrency, real estate, so cryptocurrency and real estate are my like two favorite at this point. Because real estate stocks too, don't get me wrong, but it's certain stocks that I enjoy more than others, like AI, which is artificial intelligence, those kind of stocks, because that's where we're headed. Robots are going to take over the world, right? And definitely take over the customer service jobs, right?
The fintech stocks.
Absolutely. By 2030, they're not going to be 75% of the jobs are going to be gone in customer service, right? So as it pertains to investing, though, you want to sit your money in an appreciating asset where inflation can't hurt it, where there's no racism, where there's nobody moving the goalposts every time you get to someplace. That's what you want to do as it pertains to investing. Like in the crypto world, now in stocks, there is a little funny business going on because if you're not a millionaire, there's certain stocks that you can't even purchase. Right. So it just is what it is. But in crypto, there's been no type of rules and regulations on that. There's nothing stopping me or my white counterpart from purchasing the same amount of crypto if we got the money to do it. So I would say investing in cryptocurrency, investing in real estate, those are appreciating assets. One thing about cryptocurrency, though, you don't know if that cryptocurrency is going to take off. And because it's so new, we're still in the incubation stages of crypto. You don't know if the crypto is going to go up 5% or go up 50,000% in a day. That's the potential of cryptocurrency right now. I just saw my Ethereum. I just got the notification on my phone for Ethereum. It just moved. I don't know if you, I know Shakey got it too because Ethereum is one of her babies, right? Ethereum went up over 3% while we were on this call.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. So we're making money while we're sitting here talking to you.
So where do you start as a beginning investor? Because like all these words, they may be foreign to some of the listeners. How do they say, you know what, I'm going to jump into this? Is there a learning progression? Do you say like, I'm going to learn for 6 months to a year? How do you jump into it?
So it just depends on what you're trying to invest in. Now, if you're talking about investing in real estate, I highly recommend that you partner with Aunty Shakey, so she can help steer you down the path of where you're trying to go. You know, is it commercial real estate? Is it residential real estate? That may require a little bit of a learning curve. But with cryptocurrency and stocks, it's just a matter of knowing where to purchase, knowing how to purchase, and knowing where to go to do your research on the assets. So that's not a 6 months process. That's like maybe a couple days, a week. Not even. It's just, if it comes natural to you, then boom, you'll get it in a day. And if not, then it may take a week or so. But it's just a matter of simply knowing where to purchase and knowing how to research. That's it.
And also, Niece has failed to mention that she teaches people how to do this. So she teaches people how to invest in cryptocurrency. So she puts it in a very simplistic, where you can understand, right? The different categories, why you should invest in certain coins within certain categories, right? So we mentioned fintech earlier. We didn't mention this, but the top gaming coins to be able to invest in, those type of things. So in her course, you're going to learn all of that. So it's a phenomenal course, and it's super cheap today. I don't know what it is tomorrow, but today, it's super cheap.
It's super cheap right now. It's not going to stay super cheap. Trust, certain things in the works, but I believe in giving people more value than what they pay. Right. So yes, I do. And I also pride myself on simplifying, like Auntie Shakey said, the skill set, so it's not intimidating, because just the words and the terminology in itself is intimidating because we haven't heard it before. So it's not difficult. It's just new. That's all. It's just new. So when you get somebody to break down the terminologies, the newness kinds of go away. Once you purchase your first cryptocurrency, once you purchase your first coin, it's like, oh, and then you get to watch it grow. It's just like it's like riding a bike. It might be a little shaky, but I'm pedaling.
And I also want to piggyback on the investment talk, right? So because of the fact that you don't know exactly when and how cryptocurrency or stocks are going to rise, right? That's not the main thing that I would focus on being able to catch up with inflation. But one of the things that can help you is learning new skills. And that's part of investing, right? Investing in yourself. Okay. So one of the things I did, that's how I actually met Asia Star, is I invested in learning a new skill in Forex trading. Okay. She taught me everything I needed to know to be a day trader, right? That's another thing to help you keep up with inflation. Another thing is learning any type of skill that can help you make at least an additional $200 to $500 a month will help you with inflation. Okay. You guys can sleep on this if you want to, but inflation is not going to get better. It is only going to get worse. And right now, the sad part is that I asked the question in our group, how many people have actually felt the pressure of inflation? And I don't think a lot of people are really feeling it because our behaviors have not changed. Okay. When you feel it, you make a change. So the restaurants are still filled up. Okay. We're still buying hair. We're still, everything is life as normal. Okay. There's going to be a time, and that time is coming soon, where it's going to hit us like a ton of bricks and we're going to be ill prepared. And so, all I want your listeners to understand, and what me and Niece are teaching people, is to be prepared and teaching you ways on how to be prepared. And one of those is just picking up another skill so you can earn additional income.
That's good, Auntie Shakey. That's real good, because if you start to feel it, that means it's too late.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, those were some awesome words, because what about this then? So to be prepared, do you think it's just about the emergency fund? How much emergency fund should you have, or should it be just a diverse mix of things?
So I'm going to say it should be a diverse mix of things. You never want to have all of your eggs in one basket, right? You don't want all your money in crypto. Look, we have a lot of faith, Niece and I, in cryptocurrency, but nothing is 100%, right? I have a lot of faith in real estate. I really do. Real estate has a track record that is not going to fail you, right? But if you were around in 2008, 2009, it was clear, because I myself had 8 properties and lost them all. So it was clear that failed me, right? The only thing that won't fail you, though, is putting your money and diversifying it into additional assets like insurance, like cryptocurrency, like real estate, just so that word options. So you have options.
Mm-hmm.
I
That's
love
what it's
that.
all about, is putting yourself in position to have options.
Mhm.
I love that. Since we already talked about it, I want to dig a little bit further before I let you ladies go. Asia, tell everybody how they can connect with you in order to get on this program that you offer.
So you can connect with me, of course, on my social media, but you can also go to the financialfreedomrun.com. That's financialfreedomrun.com. If you feel like you want to get a consultation to ask questions, because some people may have asked questions before they dive right in and join a membership or purchase a course, then hit me up on social media. She is _Asia Star. I have a link in my bio where you can click the link, and it says, the link is I want to become financially free, so we can do a free consultation, because I understand that this skill set is for anybody, but it's not for everybody. Right? We're not teaching a get rich quick scheme. We're teaching a skill set that can potentially change your life if you apply it. When Auntie Shakey came to me not knowing anything about day trading, she learned how to trade in 3 months. It took me 6.5, 7 months to learn this skill set, because the group that I was with wasn't hands-on. We're super hands-on with walking our people through, making sure they understand not only the skill, but the psychological impact of making money every day, because it's different. You have to learn how to become a millionaire. You can't become a million, go from being broke or not having options to become a millionaire. That's not how this thing works. It's levels. So we specialize in that. And then also with the insight that Auntie Shakey brings to the group, giving people the insight of why it's important to budget, how to make moves that will change your financial, that can potentially completely change your financial situation. We giving credit plays, how to change your credit situation so you can leverage your business credit and leverage your personal credit. Those are the things that our people weren't taught. So it's about becoming financially free all the way around the board, and not just based on one specific skill set.
Yes.
Yes, that's awesome. Shakey, with you, what do people need to connect with to get with you? How can they connect with you? And what's your specialty?
Okay. So, Auntie Shakey, you can connect with me on Instagram. I have a Linktree link in my bio that you can get with me for sure. One of the things that's my specialty we talked about was budgeting, right? But also credit repair as well. If you don't know what your credit score, matter of fact, let me say this right now. I'm giving you all an assignment, okay? Auntie got to give you an assignment. And that assignment is this. I'm going to give you a couple of assignments, okay? The first thing is I want you to go ahead and pull down 3 months of your spending, okay? If you spend on your credit card, if you spend on your bank account, pull it down, categorize it, see where your money's going. The second thing I want you to do is pull down every one of your credit reports, TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. Look at it. See what's going on. If you don't look at it and if you don't address it, it doesn't get better. Anything that is left to itself will decay. It will not. Have you ever seen anything? Matter of fact, if you just left a house, we're talking about a whole house that somebody lives in, right? If you had a whole house that it just sat there unkept, have you ever seen trees and weeds growing through the floor of a house? Have y'all seen that before? I've seen that before. That's what happens when you don't address something. Weeds start growing. And we don't want any weeds in our life. We want to flourish, right? So you can hit me up if you want to talk about a consultation on budgeting or on credit repair as well, and just getting you structured so that you can go through our next step of getting you in a position where we send you off to get business credit and business funding. And y'all don't even want to know that play. That's a whole nother level of investing. Do you hear me? Because if I can get you ready, okay, if I can get you financially ready of mentally understanding how money works, okay, budgeting and keeping it and all of that, right, and getting your credit right, and we send you over to our partner who literally can get you like $500,000 worth of funding, what can you do with $500,000 today?
Right. Then you let's say you take 10,000 of that and put in a market for day trading. Now you making $1,000 a day. And you making $500 a day. But before you can even get $500,000, you have to have a certain mindset.
Gotta have a mindset.
And see, I'm glad that you said that. This has just been flowing so well because that was going to be my final question to you all. What is the mindset that you need to have? What is one of the mindsets that you need to either unlearn or what? AJ, I'll start with you. What's the mindset of a millionaire?
It's a millionaire's mindset. First and foremost, you have to have a clear plan of action of why you want that kind of money. Everybody wants $1 million. Everybody wants $500,000. But once you get it, then what? Then what? What you going to do? Do you want it for your own selfish gain? Because if that's the case, you'll be broke in a year. So what are you going to, the first plan of action, the mindset you need to have before you get it is, I already have it. You need to live a life as if you are already a millionaire before you get the millions. Because you don't just transition like a light switch. You don't get $1 million, boom, I'm a millionaire. No, you have to learn and develop into a millionaire. And that comes before the millions come. So that's why Auntie Shakey says you need to budget, right? And I'm so glad that she instilled that in me, because now my budgeting skills is off the chain. Like I'm watching every dollar going in and coming out. And it's not about not having it. I need to know it's like an employee, right?
Yep.
I'm employing these dollars to work for me to make more money.
That's
so
right.
I need to know who's coming in, what time you clocked in, what time you clocked out. That's the mindset. And then having a mindset of generating more assets that will generate more assets. And now I can help more people. Because that's what it's all about. The Financial Freedom Club is about helping people, educating people to get to a place to be able to even receive $500,000.
Yeah, that's true. So Shakey, I asked Asia about the mindset. So what about the affirmations? What should people be saying to themselves in order to get to these places, and spaces?
So I'm glad you said that. So one of my affirmations is keep the most important thing, the most important thing. I'm going to say that again. Keep the most important thing, the most important thing. Oftentimes we veer off and we get distracted by other things, right? Asia Star Niece knows that my whole motto is detach myself from people, places, and things. That is another thing that I constantly say to myself, a mantra I say to myself. The reason why is because it takes out the emotion, especially when you're trying to get somewhere. We can't have a whole lot of emotions involved in us making money. And you're going to learn that when you start becoming a really good trader, right? You can't have emotions in the market, or else the market will eat you alive.
Mm.
You can't have a whole lot of emotions when it comes to investing. It will eat you alive. These same emotions, even in a relationship, right? I love my husband. I love him dearly. I love my house, but I am not attached to this house. I'm not attached to him, but I'm in a relationship with him. So that's one of those things that I want people to constantly say to themselves is, one, I'm enough. I can do this. Okay. I need to understand what's the most important thing, because I think a lot of us don't even know what the most important thing is. So if you identify the most important thing, and once you do, keep the most important thing the most important thing.
Amen.
Bars. I love that. Thank y'all so much for being here. Tell everybody, Asia, where they can follow you all as far as the Wealthy Conversations and how to get in sync when you all go live.
Yes. So Wealthy Conversations, just straight like it's no funny characters, just Wealthy Conversations on Instagram. More importantly, is to tap into our YouTube and follow us and subscribe, because everything we do on IG Live, if you happen to miss it, you can watch the playback on our YouTube at Wealthy Conversations on YouTube. And yeah, man, tap in with us, because we're giving out full money plays. Our next session on Wealthy Conversations every Sunday, we're having a guest speaker, and the guest speaker is coming on speaking about how to trademark your business and how easy it is and how important it is to do so. You don't want to miss that. So yes, if you're not already following Aunty Shakey and I on our social media pages, because you can get to Wealthy Conversations from our individual social media pages. So definitely want to tap into Wealthy Conversations.
All right. Well, thank you both of you for being here today. And I cannot wait to the next time, because then I'm gonna have a little bit more money. Budget gonna be tight. So we're gonna be able to talk about this. And this is gonna definitely help somebody else, because that's what it's all about, is helping one another get from one transition to another. So I appreciate y'all. I love what y'all are doing. Y'all have my full support. Let me know, tag me and stuff. I will share all that. So thank you so much for being on Light the Path today.
Oh, thank you so much for having us.
Yes, it was super dope. Appreciate you, Queen.
No problem. Thank y'all.
All right.